battle since first downwind. We saw the whole fleet coming to that first.
Closing in. Here he goes. The attack comes in from the Spaniards. He attacks, and can he go past? He's forcing it out.
Penalty!
Oh, he's done it.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good evening to all the Japanese e-sailing fans and sailing fans watching tonight. I know it's 9 in the evening in Japan, and good afternoon to all the Irish sailors. It is only 1 o'clock midday, so normally you're sitting relaxing now with your families, but today you're watching Team Japan versus Team Ireland in the eSailing Nations Cup. And this is going to be one of the more fun rounds we are going to have. Team Ireland with some really top sailors on. Special also Finn Lynch, Olympic sailor Laser is in this team. But also Team Japan, the team that last year jumped into the Nations Cup. Only had around 20 players in the Japanese community. This year they have grown big and they have changed half of the team, put a new half in, and they are just playing in a higher and a higher and a higher level. So two teams that is top motivated, ready to fight. We are going to see battling in this round one in the knockout phase to go into the next round. Who will win? We never know. But let's see some of the players. They are quite exciting. Once again, nations are battling for glory.
Welcome to the Nations Cup 2021.
Skills,
communication,
tactics, strategy.
Together under one flag.
in battle with giants.
Get ready for the Battle of Nations.
Nations Cup 2021.
And there's already a lot of activities in the chat. I can see USA fans is also with us, and it's very early morning there, but fantastic to come into it. The format today is the classic eSailing Nations Cup format. And to those of you that's watching this for the first time, we're going into 9 races, a little bit Davis Cup-like, like tennis. And all these 9 races we're going to race no matter what. The nation having 5 wins or more will go into the next stage. And if they are winning 5-0 after 5 races, we're still doing all 9 races. We're going to see races where where we focus on individual skills, match racing skills, team racing skills. And the difference from team racing and real fleet racing is that there it's all about using the penalties, using the rules to penalize the others and slow them down. And this is what we're coming into. But before starting race number 1, the players are getting ready. Then let's meet the team captains. I had a good talk both with Colin from Team Ireland, the team captain there, and he's known as Vegas from Japan, but Nakazui is also there. So let's see what they say about each other.
Yeah, well, I think they did. They were a good few places higher than us in the qualifiers. I was looking at their. There's a lot more Japanese players are ranked higher than us, and obviously Japan. It's a big sort of esports gaming community. So, and they have a lot of very good sailors there. So we're expecting it to be very, very tough. I think we can safely say that we're the underdogs for Sunday, but we're looking forward to it.
Yes, we are now seeing their members. We have seen them from last year. Some members are from last year. They are very famous certified players. So yes, I think it's gonna be a great game against them, and yeah, hope it's gonna be fair and very good games.
Oh, we have glitches in the game. And we are getting ready to start race number 1 in Virtual Regatta, and it's going to be a very, very good night tonight, where we are going to see the nations racing against each other. We just jump into the game here. Let's just jump into race number 1. Small glitch in the start, but it's Team Ireland against Team Japan. There we go. 20 skippers are ready for this start, and we are starting in the 49er 10 versus 10 in race number 1. So let's see how this will unfold tonight. Let's see how they will do the racing. Let's get ready for the start. This is Japan versus Ireland, and we're getting ready to get them into the race. The starting line is up here. It's 0-0, it's 9 races, and right now when we're watching it, if you're new to this game, there are different things you need to watch. First of all, the boats. There you can see Japan has the Japanese flag on and a white. The Team Ireland are green, and they have the Irish flag on, so that's how they are. And we are playing with low point system. And there the start goes, and one thing you need to look into, it's all about getting as few points as possible as a team, then you're winning a round. Opposite here, we can go to the left side. We have Vegas, the team captain of Team Japan, in 9th position. General Colin in the middle, 2nd place overall, taking the lead for Team Ireland. So the captain going in front. They're going to battling each other. They're going to race upwind. This is a classic upwind start where they're doing 4 legs in total. Going up to the top mark, then going downwind to the gate mark, up to the top mark and down to the gate mark. And yet again. Yutsuki, he's here. He's one of the young talents, and right now e-sailers around the world are preparing for the eSailing World Championship. And individually, a lot of players around the world believe that this is maybe one of the Japanese sailors we will see in that World Championship final. When we're going into right now, it looks a little bit white and green in the top. Actually, it's quite mixed. It's a very, very close battle as foreseen here. It's still General in 2nd. Yutsugi is in the right hand side. See, going all the way up to the ley line. General crossing to the left hand side. There's a small wind shift. And how can we see this wind shift? If you're new to the game, new to e-sailing, then watch the top left corner. Up there you have a radar, you have 3 windsocks. The windsocks are forecast which way the wind is blowing in 3 wind zones. So you can divide the racing course into 3 wind zones, and then the windsocks will blow that way. Where they are in the zone. So in the middle where General is at the moment, the wind is slightly coming from left going towards right, where all the way where, if we go to the opposite side here, Squeep here is there, the wind zone is going a little bit from right towards left, so different wind patterns. Then you can also see the dark patches and the light patches in the game. Dark area is harder breeze, light area, lighter breeze. But it looks good for Team Ireland, rounding the first top mark. It's Colin, it's General coming in the lead. 2nd place, Vegas. So the 2 captains showing their teams how to race. Yutsugi that went to the right hand side with the spinnaker up, getting ready downwind, speeding up. A lot of penalties happening out. 2, 3 penalties, all for Team Ireland. So this is not good news for them. They are getting ready to go downwind. But let's see here. It looks like Team Japan is taking that lead at the moment. That mark rounding, those penalties, see, it's all green here behind. It's not super green, it's green, meaning that the Irish are a little bit behind. They need to speed up because it's all about getting the lowest point score. Oh, a small battle here. Ivario from Japan attacking Storch. Storch getting that win and penalizing the Japanese boat because he sailed into them. But it's still in the lead. It's General and it's Vegas, the two team captains up there. But he's all alone, General, at the moment, battling two of maybe the most famous players, three actually, from Team Japan. Okasan is also there. FC Rich, KGR, the young talent in 9th, and I'm calling him the young talent because he's known for playing this game and qualifying to big finals without using any of these types of race helps you can get in the game. Race helps is not giving you advantages in this game. It only gives you more information, so it's not speeding you up. It's not giving you more speed. It's not blowing it up that way. But you can get some wind intelligence. You can get some automatic functions, some best VMG in it. But in this race, they all are in the same level. Okasan and Vegas going to the right-hand side. It looks like that movement is slowing them down. And now General has a new one coming up to him. It's in fact, Balak is coming in here. I love these names at the moment, but let's see how it's going here. General, he's battling for the lead. Yutsugi in the lead now. General on the inside. It looks like the Irish still would be in the lead when they're rounding the top mark. Vegas, Okasan went to the right-hand side, trying to find some air, but see, they lost momentum a little bit, dropping down. So right now, General is battling for that. Then we have another battle here behind. Fak, he is here, and he's in 7. He needs to speed up to help his team captain up there. It's race number 1. It's all about getting the lowest point score overall as a team. KGR coming in. It's Team Japan. It is Ireland. But I have to say, what a race by the two team captains. Really doing a great performance. General in the lead. Vegas in 2nd, so the team captains really speeding up. Great race by them. Yutsugi, Okasan, Buckhill Magazine, Red One, Fat coming in, Socken is also there, FC Rich, NMC, a penalty to Shingi. So Storage coming in. Oh, it's a little bit hard here behind. Sohai Nippon, the Grandmaster from Team Japan in 19th position. This just shows the strength. This just shows how good they are. But let's see how it's going. But right now it looks like a victory in individuals positions for General from Japan. While we're seeing Socken attacking Fak here. Let's see. This is one of those battles we love. Going in, throwing some dirty air. Throwing some wind shadow, and the wind shadow is this wide area you can see they're throwing into it. See Socken coming in again, trying to cover up Fak. Fak sailing in front of Bonjour. No. And while we are saying that, it's a victory for General coming first, but it's a victory. Will it be a victory for Team Ireland? Vegas 2nd, Yutsugi, Okasan coming in, then Bulkhead coming in, and then Red One. So now it's all about how it's going for Team Ireland in the last position. They need all points. FC Rich, Socken coming in, Bonjour coming in, Fak losing momentum, NMC, it's all green now. Kanaku dropping down, losing 2 positions on the finish line. Sohai Nippon battling it out. Let's see, losing it, getting a penalty over here. So Ireland getting more points, but let's see. It's the overall score for the team giving the results. General winning this race, giving 1 point for Team Ireland. Then we have Vegas, Yutsugi, Okasan, Bulkhead in the next position from Japan. Red One, KGR, FC Rich, Socken coming in. So it looks like a Japanese victory. Buongiorno, Fagan, MMC, Storch, then Kanaku coming in. So I have to say, it looks like a Japanese victory, but we cannot call it before the race officers is confirming it. Looking in some of the stats, in a race like this, it's interesting to look in stats. Yutsugi with the best start, 0.6. It's a very calm start. It's a start where they're not taking any chances. Vegas had the best average speed, great race by him, but it was general the winner sailing the shortest distance. Normally we see in these fast boats that the one sailing the shortest distance is also winning the race. We have a race chart, and sometimes this race chart will be very interesting. Here we can see how the players are switching position when they're racing against each other. Let's go to the scoreboard in a few seconds. Let's get the confirmation who is winning round number 1. And this is the scoreboard. It's called Sail Ranks in our world. And Sail Ranks is saying that Team Japan was winning 87 to 123. So 1-0 for Team Japan. If you are going into Sail Ranks and watching this race, then you can press race results and then you can see the positions all the players got. And this is how the race officers is calculating the race result. So a great first race for Team Japan. But a very close race and a great performance by the two captains from both teams. Let's hear a little bit more to the captains, what they're saying. They're talking a little about eSailing, how it's developing home in their countries.
Well, actually, I don't know whether we have done good in the seeding round. We could have been better, but we think that the fleet racing and the team racing is totally different game, and so yeah, the result of the seeding round is one thing to consider, but what we focus is the skill of team racing and teamwork. So we at the moment I don't prefer I don't think ourselves as underdogs or something that's to be compared.
Yeah, I think it would be fair to say that we would do less team racing than most. We did over the course of the winter having sort of an inter-club sort of 8v8 or 10v10 team racing competition, which sort of grew out of doing the Nations Cup last year. You know, we all found out it was fun. I suppose we're conscious that they're not, you know, we're aware that there's a team racing league that runs, which none of us are involved in, but you know, I think we're slowly improving, but it's a whole new range of skills and a way to sail that we're trying to learn at the moment. But we know Japan are very good as well, so we're looking forward to Sunday.
Great meeting the players, great meeting the captains, but now we are going into race number 2. It's a match race in between the two female players. It's Kanako versus NMC, and let's see how they will perform. This is sometimes one of the more exciting races because these two are normally practicing a lot up to Nations Cup, and let's see how it will go. Right now, it looks like a very calm start. They won't do any penalties in the start. And one thing we have been seeing a lot is false start. Prevent false starts. It will slow you down pretty much in a race like this. They're racing the Star boat. It's a big boat. It's not that agile boat, but it has a huge sail, no spinnaker. So when it's going downwind, it throws a huge wind shadow, 37 meters. So you really need to be in the lead not to be captured. It's a go. It's a good go. Both of the players having a great start, but it looks like Kanako from Japan is having a little bit better start than NMC. NMC is right now in second position, side by side with Kanako. They are, of course, only two players in a match race. But what you can see here is that Kanako has placed herself above NMC. And in this case, NMC cannot cross up towards the top mark before there's space for it. So if she crosses up, she will get a penalty by being hit by Kanako. But let's see, she needs to wait for Kanako to going upwind, and they're both sailing into lighter wind, and also with a wind that is actually coming from left towards right, so a little bit of wind in the favorite. So let's see how much Kanako will pressure out NMC. It's side by side, and it's still a pressure. They're still pressing each other quite well. Kaneko trying to do a downwind attack a little bit. Then bears up, NMC following up. So still good race and a really good move by NMC in this case, because she's outside of wind shadow. Both of them sailing same speed. But now you can see at the wind angle, you can see Kaneko minus 33, best VMG. Then you saw NMC just sailing with a wind angle minus 37. So when she changed the angle, she sails faster because she captures the winds better, but she's sailing a little bit longer distance. But when they're coming to the top mark, she will be on the inside. She just needs to take care not going behind Kaneko as she's doing right now, because then she will get a lot of dirty air. And that's actually what's happening right now. She's also going on the wrong side of Kaneko. So now she actually switched position. So the Japanese female sailor has the right of way when they're coming to the top mark. Approaching a top mark in Virtual Regatta, in eSailing, there are two basic rules. If you're coming from port side, as we're seeing here now, then it's the rule of the inside turn. This is the easiest way to explain it. We can always throw some numbers on the rules on it, meaning that the boat on the inside has the right of way. If they come from the dotted line, you can see opposite starport from the right-hand side, entering the zone from that zone without being in the zone, then the starport has the right of way. You can see here Kaneko throwing dirty air, slowing NMC down 0.2, but it doesn't really matter that much from NMC in this case, because she's only 18 meters behind. Remember what I said, these boats has a huge wind shadow. The wind shadow will slow them down when they're going downwind up to 1.4 knots in speed difference. So let's see that battle. Rounding the mark. It's all about rounding the mark without hitting the mark and getting a penalty. Their first mark rounding. Oh, we just said without no penalty. They're both taking chances. NMC starting with a slowdown in that mark rounding. And every time you get a penalty, it's 11 seconds slowdown. So now she has a little bit more she needs to capture. But don't worry, it's only 36 meters. So let's go up to the top view. Here we can see the battle coming in. NMC is behind Kaneko, but see the huge wind shadow. She just needs to capture Kaneko in that wind shadow, and then you will see the speed difference. Let's see, 8.3, 7.8. So she needs continue pressuring, following Kaneko and attack. Then she will approach her nice and slow before coming to the gate mark. This is the first downwind leg, and in this first downwind leg, we will see how they will do their tactics and how they are good of attacking each other. Right now we can see Kaneko is under pressure, 0.5 knots. See NMC approaching fast, but it's the same thing the gate mark is doing in this case. Let's see. Oh, NMC needs to keep his course steady. She needs to pressure Kaneko, and she's also doing that, jibing a little bit just to be in the best position, throwing dirty air and getting ready to react when Kaneko is also jibing into it. The gate mark is approaching. Let's go a little bit down to see. There we have the gate mark. But see here, it's going fast. 6.6, 7.4. So 1 knots of speed difference. So NMC will capture Kaneko if it's continue like this before they are coming to the gate mark. Let's see from the top view. This is quite interesting because this is going to be a battle. This is here where the two skippers can penalize each other. It doesn't mean that much because they are so close off the gate mark, so there will be no big changes in the position. It doesn't mean anything, but this just shows what's coming up in the next downwind. NMC on the inside, Kaneko pressing her. Oi, good pressure. Good defense. It's all sort of shields. Rounding the gate mark. Inside turn. Penalty. Team Japan. So good move by NMC in this case. And here we have the same rule. The boat on the inside has the right of way. So now going upwind. NMC has a small advantage, but they're side by side, but she is placed above Kaneko, so she switched position. Now she can pressure Kaneko a little bit, but there's a little bit larger gap in between them, meaning that Kaneko can still go behind, bear away and go behind NMC. But this is a female match race with honor and glory. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be on the finish line. We're going to see who is winning this race. It's Team Japan's female player Kaneko versus Team Ireland's NMC. So great race. NMC's player is called Namish Cassidy, and she's going up here. And see, now she's pressing Kaneko a little bit further out. So they're switching positions. So NMC just pressing and pressing and pressing, but they have to have focus on that top mark. Interesting when she will tag up towards the top mark. There we go. So pressing Kaneko far, far away, making her sailing a lot longer distance in this case. Right now it looks in favor for Team Ireland. So great downwind attack by NMC in this case against Kaneko. Let's see, Kaneko is getting ready to prepare herself for the downwind attack. And this is short swords and shields. So Team Ireland, NMC, she needs to get ready with the shield, where Kaneko will come in with a sword. And quite interesting, because I know the Japanese, they have a culture where they practice and really focus on what they do. That small detail, and interesting if they have the time to practice that much, because right now, great race by Team Ireland. But it's only 26 meters. It's the same conditions as last time when we rounded the top mark. And last time, NMC also got a penalty in the mark rounding, so giving a larger gap in between the two boats. So there will be a battle downwind. But one thing is for sure, and that's here where we're going to see a more intense battle when we're going downwind. It's because there's a longer distance than to the gate mark. There's 1/3 longer distance towards the finish line. Kaneko coming in, NMC in the lead, 34 meters in between them. We will soon go to the 2D mode, to the top view, see the boats from the top, because there we can see the action. NMC rounding that second gate mark for the last time, and there we have the finish line. And straight away, she tilts towards the left-hand side, and there's a reason for that, because if you are in the left-hand side, then you will be able to go outside of the wind shadow, but she is caught, but she's trying to get out of that wind shadow. Everything she can do. Battling, fighting for it. NMC here. Kaneko coming in. It's side by side, actually. I have to say, it doesn't look side by side, but there's only, I have to say, 38 meters in between them. So this is going to be interesting. The Irish NMC going downwind. It's the female match race. And if you're new in this one, this is going to be a very close one. This is going to be one of those that will be on the finish line if Team Ireland is not be able to defend it. Kaneko, 7 knots. NMC, 6.3, 6.6, 6.8. The wind is also disappearing. So they're slowing down. A wind is disappearing. Caught in the wind shadow. It's really a hard task to defend this one. 6.6, 6.2. They are approaching. Let's go down here close. Then you can see how they're approaching each other. Still a long distance to the finish line. So it's all about timing. This is going to be one of those races where we're going to see the finish on the finish line. NMC getting ready to defend. Kaneko getting close. See, closer and closer here. Approaching, getting ready to penalize. So, who will defend it? Kaneko coming in with speed a little bit too fast. Bears away. So, she didn't get the penalty. And now, we will also see NMC going to the right-hand side. And there can be actually two things here. Kaneko can suddenly jibe into the middle because they came too much. Oh, no! Kaneko getting too close to NMC, sailing into her. And of course, like in real sailing, you're not just allowed to sail into another boat. But it's not over yet, because see, it only costed 20 meters. NMC is still in trouble. And if you go into here, you can see, oh, there's still a long distance towards the finish line. So another attack will come in. I think we'll have 2-3 more attacks, 2-3 more penalties. Let's see. It's NMC defending this one against Kaneko. It's side by side, 6.7, 6.3, approaching. It's a small hunt coming in. Kaneko coming in against NMC. And now, switching position. Oh, jibing and jibing. It's a pure defense. It's, oh, Kaneko got that penalty. NMC just managed to go away. But it's not over yet. Let's see. They're out of the penalty. No, there's the finish line. So a great defense by Team Islands, NMC, and a great fight by the Japanese Kaneko. Great race. Losing with 0.3, losing with 3 seconds. So great race by both of them. This is what we like about the Nations Cup. So 1-1 in this exciting Nations Cup. We said to you, we're going to have a battle. Team Japan practicing. They were the new in the class last year. Same thing with Team Ireland, but both of them have top sailors in a high level, and they're really battling each other. Great race. We are getting ready to race number 3. Race number 3 is a 5 versus 5 laser, as you can see. So now we are going to still have a slow boat, a minor boat that's a little bit more dynamic, but this is going to be one of those battles where we are going to see team racing when it really works. Here we will see things like wind blocks, we will see downwind team attacks, we will see burgers, we will see how they will lift behind a friend to attack the others. We will see downwind attacks. We will see a lot of elements that you normally don't see in real sailing. But this is also an esport. This is a game. And when you're going in here, you can see here the players are getting ready. We have 8 players in there right now, and this is the laser. It's quite more dynamic boat. It's only sailing 4.3 knots upwind. We're sailing the same distance as we said sailed in the starboat, but it feels like they're sailing faster because they are so agile. They can really move. 9 players are ready. We're just missing 1 player from Team Japan, and don't worry, they're sitting around the world. They're sitting in the evening in Japan. The other team are sitting in Ireland. So amazing that 2 countries so far away from each other can battling each other at this time. Great battle, great race. We love what we're seeing. But let's go in game and get ready for race number 3. So race number 3 is coming up, and it is the laser. And we have 1 Japanese sailor that is missing. We are just getting confirmation that it's a little bit about internet. So let's just wait, give the time to restart the game. Yutsuki in the lead is the first Japanese sailor, young talent sailor, together with Kaneko. We just saw in this amazing race. KGR, the young talent that dreamed to go to the World Championship. Sutton, a little bit older, coming in, doing a great race. And Dasan also. Against Alex JC, against Storch, against Mick Farrell. And then we have Cassidy, NMC, just winning the last race. And Squeep coming in. So let's get ready for it. This is the battle. This is Team Ireland versus Japan. It's race number 3. It's 1-1. So this is going to be very close. So a battle is on today, and it's all about who is having the best tactics, who is having the best nerves. Will it be the very skillful Japanese that is practicing, or will it be the consistent and fighting Irish that really have been practicing also to see if they can come into the next round this season? There we go, 28 seconds to start. The 10 skippers are here, 5 versus 5, and remember it's the low point system, so the team getting less points are winning the race. And if you're doing the mathematics, then you can see, as I remember, it's around 27 points. There is the difference in between these boats here. There we go, 7 seconds to start, 5 seconds. It's a shorter starting line, so they need to find their position. 1 second, and there is the start. Oh, a false start for Daesang coming in there. Oh, he's sucking. Kaneko, slow start for Team Japan. Team Japan 3 boats behind. This is giving a small advantage for the Irish team, but the Japanese boats that are in the lead is Yutsuki, it's KGR, so the Japanese team needs to watch out because these 2 skippers, they are practicing also in a very high international level. They are a huge part of the core community. So let's see what happens. Right now we have 2 Japanese boats in the lead, and they're placed in a position where they can covering the other Irish boat. Then we have 3 Japanese boats a little bit behind. We can see here they are covered by the whole Irish fleet. But it's all about what they're doing, and right now it looks like, hey, it's a good win. There's no reason to attack each other. There's a lot of communication happening around amongst the team. Some of the team members are sitting in what we call Discord and communicating together, talking together, making a plan, making a tactics. And I know one thing is, when it is so quiet as it is right now, they are planning, hey, what to do, and suddenly we will see tactics, we will see attacks. A small battle, Alex JC against Daisan. Here in the middle, they are following each other, and right now Alex is covering Daisan in this Daichang in this case. Storch is here in 5th, but it's Yutsuki, it's NMC up here, and now you can see KGR, Yutsuki, they're crossing in, taking the lead, covering up. And one thing is, the 3rd place overall, NMC, she didn't cross in. So that's giving a little bit advantage to the Japanese in this case. But let's see how it unfolds. The first top mark rounding is very important. Right now, the teams are following each other, covering up, doing it nice and polite. But this is team race, so the gloves is off, and suddenly this will be dirty dancing. But let's see. KGR covering Storch, also Mick Farrell and Alex there, and then we have Sucken and Daisang coming behind, getting ready, and then Yutsuki has 2 other players, Squeep and NMC, keeping an eye on. Approaching to the top mark, still halfway to go in this win, but let's see. 1-1, race number 3, first team to win 5 races into the next round. But today, I'm pretty sure this is going to be very, very close. Let's see. Downwind attack. Yutsuki getting ready there. No, Yutsuki losing this one. Great defense by the Irish Storch. So great defense in this case. Yutsuki losing that, mistiming that downwind attack. So great defense. This gives the Irish another chance to go in the lead. So KGR needs to get ready to defend this one, needs to slow down the Irish sailors behind him. See, 4 Japanese boats behind, only 1 in the lead, but it's a very, very close race. So let's see what KGR will do up here. He has 2-3 possibilities. He has what we are calling a wind block, where he will slow down his boat and to get the others to get closer. He can lose his position on it, but he can also go in and actually penalizing the Japanese boat, the Irish boat, and slow them down, because an 11-second slowdown when they're rounding this this top mark will actually make the Japanese boat come 15 to 20 meters closer, and then we will have a downwind battle. Let's see. Here we see KGR going in front. He doesn't want Storch going on the inside, because if that's happening, then the Irish team had the advantage. See, wind block, slowing down, losing sails. It's going to be very close. He needs to close that gap. See, he's slowing it down, but it didn't. Oh! He just managed to pressure Storch into the mark. And another penalty to NMC for sailing into KGR. And a friendly fire, Alex sailing into Mick Farrell. But Mick Farrell also got one of the Japanese boats. But this was almost textbook-like. And see, now the whole fleet is together. So, a downwind attack with a lot of pressure where all boats can attack each other. This is going to be one of those races again that we can't call. This is going to be a very, very close late race. Let's see. Squeep, KGR, NMC, side by side. Penalty to Squeep, losing that one to KGR. Slowing down, and downwind, a slowdown in this boat is costly. See, 7.2, and he went all the way to 5.7. So almost 2 knots in speed difference. Kind of cool. She is behind, but she's covering up Mick Farrell, and she's getting ready. A penalty here to a Japanese boat, Daisang, getting a penalty against Alex JC. So good defense, good attack. But this is all open sea. Irish, Japanese boat, Irish, Japanese boat. Now it's Japanese boat, Irish, Irish, Japanese boat, Irish, Japanese boat. So it couldn't be closer. This is a very, very close race. Team Ireland versus Japan. And I can see in the chat people cheering on both teams. Please cheer on the team that you think will win this one. A lot of people cheering on Team Japan. They're also very popular. Another penalty to Squeep here. We have a battle over here. The leaders, Storch against Yutsuki. Yutsuki, he's getting ready to attack that. A penalty to Daisan. That's the second penalty downwind, losing this time to Mick Farrell. And that's letting Kaneko coming up to 9. But see, they're all together with this wind shadow. Gate mark rounding, getting ready to round the mark, getting ready to go upwind. And I can also see a lot of friends are cheering. Oh, penalty! NMC hitting the mark! Unforced penalties! And then afterwards made a huge move. Another unforced penalty for Team Ireland. No, this is really bad. Squeep hitting the mark, getting a penalty. Panics, go upwind. And in a boat, when you sail upwind and not capturing the wind into the sail, then you will slow down or not sail at all. So, small advantages now coming to Japan in this gate mark rounding. So now Team Ireland need to focus on coming back in this race. This race has everything. It has everything from personal mistakes to good team racing, to good defending, to downwind attacks, to wind blocks. So as promised, this is the laser. This is the 5v5. This is what we like. So let's see here. They're getting ready. They're racing upwind. It's the second time. It's the last time. It's the third leg. So this is the battle. KGR going to the left-hand side. Yutsuki keeping himself in the middle together with Sokken and Daisang. Alex, NMC, Storch, they are here to battle. Let's keep what's happening in the upside. Squeep that got the unforced penalty at the gate mark. Took a chance going to the right-hand side. Is this a good chance? Let's see. The right-hand side is a little bit far away. The wind is a little bit favor. He's in light wind. Maybe there will come a wind shift, but it can also make him lose big time. Yutsuki losing again in the middle. This time he lost. I actually think it was friendly fire against Sokken. And then Yutsuki coming in here, going behind NMC. Out here, KGR controlling again, taking the lead, taking the leading position for his team, getting ready to make his teammates getting closer and closer to him. And remember, it's team racing. It's not about winning the race. It's all about having the whole team has a low point score as possible. KGR, a small downwind attack, but too far away from Storch. And Storch, we just saw how he defended himself last time. Caught in wind shadow, going away. Huge wind shift coming in. See how suddenly the ley lines were moving to the left-hand side. KGR coming in. NMC, it's Storch. I think KGR, he will be the key here to slow down the Irish team, and a downwind attack. And this time, the downwind attack succeeds. Storch with a penalty, but it's also a very costly one. NMC got a penalty by Sokken, so well-timed attack by Team Japan. There's only one issue here, that they actually didn't win that much position on it. KGR did it, but Sokken, he's in trouble now. He can get penalized by the Irish boat. So did this make something good for them, or did they lose on it? And this is one of the calculations you need to do when you're doing downwind attacks. Sokken coming in. Storch, Dasyang, Mick Farrell dropping down. Storch, NMC. Last mark rounding coming in. It's a Japanese boat first. It's Tsushige Kokura, KGR. Rounding the mark, and this time he doesn't slow down. He's getting orders, sail away. Sokken on the inside makes NMC and Alex, they need to bear away, going behind him. Yutsuki coming in. Oi! Yutsuki took a chance, hit the mark, getting a penalty. Kaneko getting a penalty against Squeep, but Squeep needs to slow down. And Mick Farrell, missed timing in the Irish team. Mick, he just had to sail through. Squeep, he was slowing down, so both of them lost a huge momentum to the rest of the fleet. Has Kaneko with them down there. Penalty to Alex up there made by Sucken. This is going to be a downwind attack. This is downwind. We're going to see how this unfolds. The Irish boat pushing Yutsuki out. Penalty Yutsuki. So it's succeeded. But this also made rest of the Irish fleet coming back. 3 versus 3 in behind. 1 versus 2 in the middle. So it's behind. We need to watch the battle. It's here where we're going to have a decider which team is winning. Right now it looks good for Team Ireland. But Team Japan is so close of them that they can come down and actually attack them, penalize them. Let's see it here from side right now. Storch versus Daishang. This has been the Irish boat winning 3 times out of 3 possible. So he needs to take care out there. And again, good coverage, penalty to the Japanese boat. So great race by Team Ireland. Mick Farrell covering up Yutsuki, opposite sweep against Kanako. Right now it looks great for Team Ireland, but there's still a long way towards the finish line. It's race number 3, it's 1-1. It's a very, very close regatta. It's a very, very close race, but Team Ireland is biting the Japanese team at the moment, but the Japanese team are fighting back, so nothing to call. Yutsuki to the rescue, coming down, attacking Mick and Storch, and see the 2 Irish boat following Yutsuki just to make sure that that's the battle they want to win, because that's one of the top e-sailors from Team Japan. Another battle up here. Alex getting that penalty to Sucken, very important. Sucken can sneak away, take second. This is a race for the second place. It's a very important second place. KDR with the lead. Sucken coming in. A penalty to Yutsuki and Mick Farrell behind. But this is side by side. A second place to Japan will give a good advantage, but it's Ireland getting second, Japan getting third, Alex fourth. But here, Kanako, photo finish. It looks like Kanako took it, but we need to have the confirmation. Dae-san coming in, but there we have one huge penalty. Yutsuki coming in last, losing to the 2 other Irish. We can't call this one yet. It's all about points, but let's have the confirmation. Race number 3, KDR winning, NMC second, Sucken third, Alex fourth, Kanako fifth, Squeep 6, Daisang 7, Mick coming in 8, Storch 9, and Yutsuki 10. So interesting how this will be in the sail ranks when we're coming in to the overall scoreboard. And let's jump into sail ranks and see how this race 3 unfold. We have some fast race officers on the team. Race number 3 has been upgraded. It's a point for Team Ireland. So Ireland 2 against Japan 1. They are winning 20-26 in this race. It couldn't be closer. Side by side, all points count. A lot of small internal battles coming in there. Great race by all of them. And with that said, we are getting ready to jump into the next race. And that's race number 4. Race number 4 is a 3 versus 3. And we can see it here also in the EF50. So we will speed up, but we will still be in the team race mode. And here we have the EF50. Oh, we are getting some confirmations from the race officer that there might be some calculations in race number 3. We're just getting confirmation if it's a win for Team Ireland, and the race officers will watch into it. So I'm just watching it here. So we are getting a confirmation afterwards by the race officers, and don't worry, if it's called the other way, then we will get the notification. We're getting to 3 versus 3. It's the EF50 here right now. It's race number 4, and here we have it. It's KGR. We have here in the Japanese SailGP boat, and SailGP is actually the Formula 1 of sailing at the moment, doing a great way of doing regattas. And it's 3 versus 3, so these boats are going to speed. And one thing we are going to see as a different here is that we are going to have a reaching start. And the reaching start is meaning that the wind is coming from the side, and when we're doing an upwind start as in the other races, we are starting sailing upwind. So 6 skippers are ready. Okasan, Vegas, KGR from Team Japan against Olympic sailor Finn Lynch in the laser, and this time it's speeding up Shingi and Glenn Vatavik. Vank. So let's see how it is, and we will get a confirmation from the race officers if there anything changes in race number 3. Japan has made a protest, so we will get confirmation later. But it's race number 4, and we're getting ready for it. So let's see how this will develop. So 3 versus 3, it is the EF50. We are watching the wind rate up there. Right now it's coming from left towards right, but there's a small wind shift coming in. The wind is speeding up. 3 penalties, Team Japan, making fun with the Irish team penalizing all 3 at once. And it's all about, actually, in this case right now as the wind develops, to be on the inside, the left-hand side, when we're coming up to reach mark. Two things they need to take care about is not doing a false start. That's the first one, because a false start in the EF50 will be so costly. It will slow you down. It will slow you down so much that you need to go behind the rest of the fleet before you can come back in it. 10 seconds. It looks like a slow start. The players are approaching up here. One Japanese boat making a wind block for one of the Irish, and the Irish is pressing a Japanese. Oh, it's a false start. No, no, no. Glenn Fatavang, he actually said, oh, I have to race away from the others, but see, false start now, he's all behind. Getting the lead to Vegas and KGR, coming to the reach mark. And there we're going in, rounding in. So we are getting in, and while we are here, seeing this fantastic reach mark rounding, where Team Japan just took the lead here, I can say to you that our score system forgot one of the players, so it's actually a win in the last race for Team Japan, and it couldn't be closer. 26 to 29. 26 points to Japan, 29 to Ireland. So it was a victory for Team Japan instead of. So this is just showing how close this is. All point counts. But this is the EF50. It looks like the Japanese sailors are really enjoying this one, and they are really going up and taking the top lead. So KGR, Okasan, Vegas coming in there. One thing we need to keep an eye on is every time you make a tack in this boat, these boats are speeding up. See how fast they're sailing. 23, 24, almost 25, 26 knots in this wind speed, and maybe all the way to 27. Every time they do a tack, they lose around 11 knots. Let's see the tack coming in here. And there we go. We can see the tack coming in there. Whoopsie. Actually losing 16 knots. And it takes around 11 seconds to get back in maximum speed. So it's all about sailing up towards the top mark as good as possible without getting without doing too many tacks and without getting a penalties. Then we also have the boundaries. If you sail, oh, nice covering by Singi here. We need to follow this one. Penalty, Okasan. Great mate by the Irish sailor. It is a penalty, putting Team Ireland chance to come in. Finn Lynch in third, getting closer to Vegas and KGR. This was a changing move. So let's see, Finn Lynch going opposite the Japanese, trying to capture them. Let's see, can he speed up when they're going downwind? We need to follow this one. But back to the boundaries. If you're going outside of the boundaries, you will get a penalty and an 11-second slowdown. So there we go. We have KGR, we have Vegas in the lead, Finn Lynch going all the way to the boundary, just making a jibe in last second. And he needs to approach Vegas and KGR, and Vegas and KGR need to do a clean race. But at the same time, they need to split up a little bit maybe to make sure Finn Lynch is not coming in. We have 6 skippers. Again, it's the team with the lowest point that is winning this race, and that's giving, right now, Japan the advantage because they have 9 points and if Ireland has 12 points. But again, very close. If Finn Lynch is getting into Vegas and capturing him and putting Vegas in third, then suddenly we have almost a switch in position. Okasan is behind. No, we have a battle Okasan. And Singi are close to each other, but Singi has the right away. Let's see here. See, covering up Okasan. Okasan needs to go behind. So now it's all about wind pressure. When we're talking with the players how to race the EF50, they say, hey, look out in the horizon, Thomas. There you can see there is a dark patch. It's all about being the wind pressure in this boat. If you are in the bad wind pressure, you will be captured and you will slow down. And right now we can see Vegas and Finn Lynch. They're actually very close to each other. A small mistake from Vegas will give the victory in this internal battle to Finn Lynch. So let's see what Finn is doing. Finn, jibing in Vegas, attacking in. Vegas needs to following him, and then Vegas will tack in front of him. But every time they attack, both teams are slowing down. And there we go here. Vegas in second, Finn in third. Can Finn get close enough? KGR, he can sail for the victory. He needs to do that, but we need to follow this battle here. Finn, he's getting closer and closer to Vegas. Vegas slowing down. It's the mark rounding coming in. Good mark rounding for Vegas. Good mark rounding for Finn Lynch. So, they are splitting up. It looks like Vegas took the right decision. Went to the left-hand side where Finn went to the right-hand side. But they're still side by side. But it looks like the team captain of Team Japan is doing a great job here, securing that second position. Rounding the gate mark. Now nothing can go wrong. So it's a win for Team Japan in this case. They have 1, 2, 3, 8 points, where Team Island right now, as it looks, has 13 points. So, and Finn Lynch coming back. See, Finn Lynch, he needs to penalize Okasan. Going after Okasan there. No, Finn Lynch got the penalty himself. That was their chance they had. So Okasan coming in. So, this case, Ireland winning race number 4 against Team Ireland. And here is the confirmation. We have first and second to Japan, fourth to Japan. That's 7 points, 14 points to Team Ireland. That's giving 3-1 to Team Ireland. We will see this final score in a few seconds. I have to say, this is the closest first knockout round we have been having until now in the eSailing Nations Cup. And what a battle we are going in to have. Now we are going into race number 5 in a few seconds. And that's 2 certified players against each other. That's 2 players that has a tick or is in such a high level that they are the top players of the team. They have been doing a greater performance than the others, and then they got this blue tick in the game. But before that, remember one thing. Always say thank you to the sponsors of events like this.
My name is Trudy Armbranker, and I am the Master Blender for Montgay Rum. Montgay is unique because of where we are. We have been producing here on the same location for over 300 years. Montgay is unique because Barbados is the birthplace of rum. Montgay and rum is part of Barbadian culture. You're passionate about it from the start.
And just for good, to make everything good again, let's go into the scoreboard. We can see it's 3-1 to Team Japan against Team Ireland, and they were winning 26-29. It was because one of the players from Team Ireland, Storch, he was not registered in the program correctly, so that was where the mistake was. And now we can see in the 57-14. But these results are not telling what an interesting battle we actually have. This is a very, very close race we have in total. Let's go into the next race. It's 2 versus 2, and this race is quite interesting. It's race number 5. It's 2 versus 2. In the other 2 first rounds we had, race number 5 was where we found a winner of the regatta. But this time we are not finding any winners at the moment. It's 3-1 to Team Japan against Team Ireland. And this is the top sailors against each other. Oko-san, KGR from Team Japan, the captain, Colin, General, and the Olympic sailor from Laser, Finn Lynch, together. So this is going to be one of these battles where we will see a lot of penalties, a lot of attacks, hopefully, and sorry guys, keep your kids at home, and a lot of blood. The Pirates is in here. It's all of the battle. Let's get ready for some action. 19 seconds, and you can see it's like they're pairing up. 2 boats following each other, but it looks like Japan is placing themselves closest to the committee boat. That's giving them a small advantage to covering up and also covering up the boat in between them. I can't see which boat it is yet, but let's see. 2 seconds. It's a slow start, no false start. KGR in the middle, covering up Finn Lynch. General in second. See straight away Oko-san tacks away. General needs to follow. Same thing KGR is doing. Finn Lynch needs to follow that one. Small advances to Team Japan. And this time, you need to do something. If you're doing the calculation and saying, hey, it's a low point system, somebody needs to win. Yeah, if you have a winner like General is in the lead now and Finn Lynch in last position, then it's 5 points. And if you have second and third, then it's 5 points. So, in that case, we have a tie. Then it's the winning team that's losing. Yeah, you heard right. If you're new to this, then it's the winning team that is losing. Why? You can say it's because then you haven't done enough to make your team succeed, because if you win and you lose, then you haven't helped your teammates enough. Battle coming up. First battle coming up. General pushing KGR. Huge wind shift. They arrived at the right-hand side. Oko-san looks like to be in the right position at the ley line. But don't worry, the wind will shift back. Normally we'll see around 30% back shift in this case. Let's see here. You can see wind shift coming back. Oko-san still under the ley line. All of them needs to do a double tack to round the top mark. Finn Lynch a little bit outside of the battle, but it's only 8 meters. So this is going to be very, very close downwind leg. And General, oof, it's like he has speed boost. He's racing forward side by side, taking the lead against Oko-san. Oko-san here. See, Oko-san 6.1, General 6.2. So General is sailing a little bit faster. They're also sailing with different angles. General pushing closer and closer towards KGR. 40 degrees, 39. So closing him, approaching him. Finn Lynch going behind. See, KGR tried to do a downwind attack, but he said, oh, I can't do it. So now Oko-san needs to follow Finn Lynch. And this is all about team racing. This is all about talking together. This is all about communication, all about timing. Who's taking who? KGR going behind General. So General a little bit slow reacting there. So now KGR tried to switch position. Oy! Such a close attack there by KGR, but General is surviving this one. General in the lead, Finn Lynch in third. The 2 Japanese are now in the left-hand side. They are on the inside. They are making General come to their position, so it's going to be the rule of the inside turn. So now it's all about what Finn Lynch does. If Finn Lynch has the speed and the wind in his favor, then he has the chance to do a starboard attack on both of the Japanese boats. But see, Oko-san, this is quite interesting. He will not enter. Oh, he is entering the mark rounding zone. If he didn't entering but went outside and took it in a starboard, then he could actually penalize General. KGR moving in, needs to battle Finn Lynch, and that's an important battle. Oko-san needs to capture General. Or the 2 Japanese skippers can say, hey, let General sail away. He can win it. Then we are focusing on lynching Finn Lynch in this case. And it looks like that's maybe being the strategy. 2 against 1 is always better than 2 against 2. Finn behind, KGR, Oko-san, and General. Nothing is looking to happen. Finn is going away in this case. Then KGR needs to following him. But there's no reason for the Japanese team to battling here. They are actually quite in control. They cannot capture Oh, sorry, I need to take that back. They can just attack General up there. But their main focus is Finn Lynch, because it's okay, General is winning as long as Finn Lynch is in fourth. So they need to keep him behind them. And let's see, Oko-san coming in, KGR, Tsushiki Kukura. They are doing a burger now, a really good burger, rolling him in. And let's see, General here, he knows that he needs to come and support his teammate. And this is what team racing about. General, yeah, he could sail away, but he can't sail away because Finn is in trouble. He might get a penalty. This is a very close call. And let's see the touch. Finn with a penalty, well timed by the Japanese team. And now he's dropping to last position. General under pressure, but this is just showing us what's coming up in the next downwind leg, because nothing huge can happen when they're rounding this mark. Oh, maybe I have to take that back. Finland speeding up, going to the opposite side. And I have to say that might be a very bad move. It's before we are going into the boats here. You can see these dotted lines, the ley lines. It's a very narrow ley line on the left hand side and very wide in the right hand side, meaning that sailing shorter towards the top mark was the left hand side. This is the way you can see it. Oko-san, General, KGR, Finn Lynch took a chance, but he lost almost 18 meters. 18 meters for going to the wrong gate mark. But maybe he has something we haven't seen. Wind pressure, that could be it. Wind angles, maybe. Or just taking a huge chance to come back in this race and tell to the Japanese sailors, hey guys, I know you guys are doing a great job, but we are here to battling you. The Japanese team must be very happy with this position. A second and third is giving them the victory. So General and Finn Lynch needs to find out what they will do when they're approaching the top mark. Because if they're approaching the top mark and Finn Lynch is so far behind as it looks now, then Team Japan will win this regatta, but this race number 5. But let's see, General covering up KGR. Oko-san getting ready to come in from starboard, but it's General still in control. Finn Lynch, see, 26, 30 meters behind General, 15 meters to the others. He might have a chance to join in the battle downwind. But General, he needs to slow down the other skippers. He needs to slow down Team Japan. And if he only focuses on Oko-san, then he has an issue, because then KGR will come on the inside. This is a small game of chess. And KGR is covering Finn Lynch in this case. So great move by Finn Lynch, making KGR using time and energy on him. So what will General do? He needs to slow down. He needs to get Finn Lynch closer to him. Or will he say, hey, Finn, he is such a strong e-sailor, so let's sail away. And it looks like he's sailing for the victory. Interesting call. So Team Japan, no, he's slowing down now. He's slowing very much down. He knows it. So this mark rounding is very important. Will he slow down and wait for his teammate? No. He's launching the spinner, go downwind. Oko-san doing with fast. KGR after him. So, can Finn Lynch come into it? This might be a small tactical mistake by Team Island. Finn Lynch can only capture KGR. KGR can capture General. This means, Oko-san is just into it, but Oko-san can defend this one. So, it's all up to Finn Lynch. KGR doesn't care about General up there. It's all about keeping Finn Lynch behind Oko-san. And they're jibing and jibing and jibing. And every time both of them are jibing and jibing and jibing, they're losing momentum. They're getting closer to each other. Finn Lynch getting ready to attack Oko-san. KGR getting ready to support Oko-san. General sailing away. He's in the lead. Let him win, the Japanese players are saying. Let's keep an eye on Finn Lynch. Finn Lynch needs to battle 2 Japanese sailors here. General, it's too late for him to come back in the race. Finn Lynch doing attack on Okusan. Okusan defending that. Side by side, raiding downwind. Okusan, Finn Lynch. This is the battle. KGR knows it. He's coming to the rescue. This is very important. Side by side, Finn Lynch has to ride away. Will Finn Lynch win this one? Will Okusan win this one? KGR and General is sailing over the finish line. It's side by side. Now, Finn Lynch going down. It's going to be on the finish line. Okusan, Finn Lynch. It's Team Japan taking this one on the finish line. Such a close race. And let's just have the confirmation. So, General winning. KGR in second. Okusan in third. Finn Lynch in fourth. This is giving Japan 4 points. Ireland 1 point. But I have to say as it is, this is not, the score is not telling the story about how good a race we have in here. But this is really good racing. We enjoy what we are watching. And we're getting ready for race number 6 in this tonight's Japanese time race and this afternoon in Ireland. And there we're actually going into a very important battle. As you can see when you're going over to it, then you can see race 6 this side, race 6, match race starboard. So 2 top sailors, match race. And I know the teams has been chosen the 2 best match racers they have. And they are ready. So let's start that race. Let's get ready. If Team Japan wins this one, they will go into the next round. If Team Ireland is winning this one, then it's race number 7, 3 versus 3. That's going maybe to be a decider. But 4 match points for Team Japan. And there we go. It is the match race. We are back in the starboat. And the difference from the female match race and this match race is that we are in another venue. We have another wind pressure. And I have to say to you as it is, the wind has slowed a little bit down. So when they're going downwind, the players can experience that the wind suddenly disappears. And we might have a huge battle there where caught in a wind shadow can lose you everything. But here we have, it's Storch against Yutsuki. They're side by side. It's 4-1 to Team Japan. 12 seconds to the start. They need to have a clear start. And it looks, oh, quite aggressive play here by both of them. Penalty to Yutsuki. So, Storch, he just needs to be on the outside, placing himself on the outside. Great start for Team Ireland. Team Japan losing 12 meters in the start. But it's Yutsuki. I know how he knows everything about wind and wind pressure in this game. But the young talent player is under pressure by one of the more routine e-sailor from Team Ireland. But let's get ready. This is very, very interesting. This is going to be very, very close. It is Storch against Yutsuki. And right now you can see here we are going to have some time because they will go to following each other upwind. None of them are caught in wind shear. Storch has a little bit momentum, sailing a little bit faster than Yutsuki. So Yutsuki needs to do something, needs to go outside. He is caught in wind shadow. That is pretty hard. But let's see, going upwind, it's Storch, it's Yutsuki, and right now Team Ireland in the lead. But it's the downwind action we need to look into. A lot of activities in chats on all the pages we are live streaming on, and also a lot of messages on Twitter. And one of them are saying, wow, this is a very interesting eSailing Nations Cup. Nice moves, nice battle, nice defending, nice attacks. People enjoy what they're watching here. The difference from real sailing and e-sailing is that in real sailing, if you're sailing your boats into each other, like we just saw in Nord Stream race, Denmark versus Sweden, then it costs a lot of money. Where in e-sailing, it's quite kostenlos, as we say in Scandinavia. It doesn't cost you anything, but except a slowdown for 11 seconds. But this looks quite good for Team Ireland. 30 meters. We need to watch the meters when they're approaching the top mark. Yutsuki will be caught in wind shadow also by Storch. And he just needs to defend the position. But He also needs to be 52 meters in the lead when they're rounding the top mark. So quite interesting if he can have that, or else we will see this huge wind shadow. It's 37 meters big, this wind shadow. And remember, this distance you're seeing here, 40 meters, that's from bow to bow. So it's not from the wind shadow from bow to the end of the other boat. So that's why you can see here, bow to bow in this case. So Storch, Team Ireland in the lead. Yutsuki getting another angle, still a little bit slower. Oof, what's happening? Is Team Japan having a heavier boat than Team Ireland? Let's see what happens. They're rounding the first top mark, and it's a very important round for Yutsuki because he needs that wind shadow, he needs that attack, he needs that downwind to capture the Irish boat. But Stouch, it looks great for him. Mark rounding coming in. It's the first of two. So let's see. Will this be a good victory for Ireland? But it's not over yet. Ireland rounding first. Japan coming around. We're watching the meters. 40, 45, 50, 56, 58, 50, 52. It's going to be very narrow. We will go in 2D mode in a few seconds to see if the Japanese boat just can sneak away, the Irish boat. Here we're seeing Yutsuki getting ready to round the mark. See how big the wind shadow is. Oh, he's just capturing the Irish boat. This is a game changer. This is what's coming on. So right now, Storch, he needs to defend himself. Yutsuki 7.4, Stouch here 7.2, and right now it doesn't look like much, but it will increase and increase. So this was great news for the Japanese skipper, but also great news for the battle, because right now it's all about taking as many meters as you can from Team Japan on the Irish boat, and then the next downwind action will be quite a battle. Oh, maybe doing a mistake here. Let's see. No, first of all, he tried to get away from the mark. Now he's crossing. He's caught in wind shadow. They're already going to have the first battle. Let's go down in this angle here. So approaching Yutsuki, approaching Stouch. This is the first battle, the first test. These two will battling each other when we're coming in. And this time Yutsuki trying to jibe around him. It's a jibe battle. They are dancing towards the gate mark. Yutsuki now in the lead. This giving Stouch the lead. Penalty, Team Japan. So this was the first test. This was the first battle we had in this downwind action. We are going to see another one soon, but great defense by the Irish boat. But this just shows what's coming up, because remember, when we're going downwind in the second downwind, there will be 1/3 longer distance towards the finish line. And here we can see almost 2 attacks coming in a shorter distance. So let's see here. Stouch, penalty, just showing, hey, I'm not afraid of you, I'm ready. So a great move. But this is also moving around the positions and how they will battling each other going downwind, because next time when we're going downwind, it will be Team Ireland attacking Team Japan. Yutsuki, Stouch are getting ready for it. It's 34 meters. They switch positions, so that penalty in the mark rounding gave a very, very good position to the Japanese sailor. It's the match race. It's a match point for Team Japan. They are in the lead 4-1 out of 9 races, and if they're winning this one, then Team Japan is into the next round. But I have to say, if you just approach and entering this broadcast, then the score is not telling anything about how good these two teams has been playing against each other. So great move. Yutsuki in the lead. Stouch, he is here in second, and it actually looks really bad for the Irish sailor. He's losing momentum. 44 meters. Yutsuki is both using the wind, doing a penalty at the gate mark, speeding up. 46, remember, when we saw the mark rounding and we saw them coming downwind, then it was 58 meters where to capture the others. And right now, it looks like the Japanese skipper just used his strategy, his intelligence, used everything to win over the Irish boat. But let's see. coming in, higher wind pressure. First to tack towards the mark. Stouch, he will speed up a little bit. See, losing a little bit meters. 4 meters, 6 meters. He's already won that. 8 meters. Oh, the wind shift is not in favor of the Irish. Is this the luck of the Irish going out? He needs to do a double tack. That can be very, very costly, and he's caught in wind shadow by Yutsuki. But he needs to follow Yutsuki, and he needs to be in that wind shadow, or else this might be game over. But one thing is for sure, it looks like we're going to see a downwind action, a downwind battle coming up. Yutsuki in the lead, switching position with Stouch. They just like the first upwind leg, they have switched position 100%, 58, 60 meters. This is where we are watching and saying, ooh, will he do it? How will it look like? They're rounding the mark. Yutsuki sneaks away. The Irish Stouch coming in. He needs to round that mark now. He needs to speed up. Let's zoom in. Let's zoom out. There we go. The wind disappeared. So Yutsuki couldn't sneak away from Stouch, giving the advantage to the Irish. So the Irish sailor will go down and be able to attack the Japanese sailor. So it's slow. The wind disappeared. They're sailing with the same speed upwind, but caught in a wind shadow will be very costly. It costs you 0.8 to 1 knots of speed, so we will see minimum 2-3 battles downwind. Yutsuki defending himself, Stouch getting ready. It's side by side. This is very interesting. This is one of the races Ireland has been dreaming about. It's now or never. It's match point Team Japan, but if Ireland is winning, it's good. And also the Irish sailor needs to put in the attack on the right time, because if he's taking it too early, then Team Japan can attack back. And so there can be 3 battles in total downwind. Yutsuki sneaking away, switching positions. Quiet move, sailing upwind. Just sailing upwind to be behind. He wants to be the attacker. He wants to attack the Irish boat. So going upwind, switching positions, not taking the battle, but moving on the upwind position. This is going to be a very, very close race. See on the radar, they are halfway. We can also see it here. Jibing and jibing and jibing. Oh, it touched Yutsuki with a penalty. It's the Irish boat winning the first of 2 battles, but it's not over yet. Yutsuki, they're out of the penalty, only lost 40 meters, 12 meters. So another attack can come in. This is on the finish line. What will they do right now? Irish skipper put himself in the left-hand side. It might be a good decision, but see, Yutsuki is sailing faster on the inside. So he needs to approach, he needs to close that gap, or the Japanese boat will just sail past him. Wind shadow on, Yutsuki, Stouch. It's side by side. Let's go to the 2D mode, because this is the battle. This is the decider. Oh, penalty, Team Ireland. This is giving Japan a chance to win this match race. But remember, it's only 11 seconds slowdown. So let's see. He's out of the penalty. It's switching position. Can we manage to do one more attack on the finish line? It's side by side. Let's see. Stouch attacking. Yutsuki sailing away. He is trying to get out of the wind shadow. It's a victory for Team Japan. And what a battle we just was witness to once again. This is giving 5 points to Team Japan and 1 point to Team Ireland. Whoosh, it's getting hot in here. But I have to say, first of all, wow, what some battles we have. With this match point, Team Japan secured their further coming up to the next one, next race, coming into the next knockout phase. And Ireland lost and is out. But don't worry, we have 2 more very exciting races coming up. But we need a confirmation on our sail ranks. We need a confirmation on the scoreboard. And there we have the confirmation. It's 5-1 to Team Japan against Team Ireland. But again, this is not telling the story. We are going into have 3 very exciting races. 3 versus 3, 2 versus 2, and a 10 versus 10. And I have to say, the next races we're going to have here is going to be some huge battles, very, very beautiful battles, because we have been having that all night. Let's get ready. Let's jump in game. The skippers are getting ready for race number 7. And there, race number 7 coming in. We have General and Mike Farrell. They are getting ready for from Team Island together with Red One. They are going to battle against Yutsugi, FC Rich, and 28,796. Let's get ready for race 7 coming up. And it's a 3 versus 3. We're going back to the J-boat. J-boat is agile. It's a little bit less agile and maneuverable than the Laser, but it's more agile than the Starboat. It has a wind shadow around 30 meters. So this boat is also a fantastic downwind attack boat, where you can see a huge wind shadow coming in. It has a spinnaker upwind. It normally sails around 5.8, 6.1. Downwind, we can experience this boat hit almost 12 knots of speed. But let's get ready for it. It's 3 versus 3. It's race number 7. It's the third last race of tonight. It's Japan versus Ireland. And one thing is for sure, great race by both nations. It has been quite a pleasure to commentate this Nations Cup knockout round. But Team Ireland has a lot to fight for, an honor to fight for. So let's see how it's going. Let's go into this race. 12 seconds to the start. It looks like a clean start. No of the sailors are taking any chances. No reason to take a penalty start. A penalty to 2 of the Japanese boat, giving the advantage to Team Ireland. They are sneaking away. Well-timed attack by the Irish fleet. This is also giving 28,796. One big task is to cover both Red One and Mike Farrell. Then the General needs to follow Yutsugi and FC Rich. So this is quite interesting, because if General is not following these 2 boats up here, then they will cross in front of him. Let's see, FC Rich. Oh, they just managed to go in downwind attack. General with a penalty. So great race by FC Rich. And there we saw, as we're talking about in team race, we both have wind blocks, downwind attacks, and it's not like real sailing where it's very costly if you sail into another boat. No, this is all about making sure you're using the rules, using the game to do a team race to penalize the others. There we go. General, Yutsugi, FC Rich, 28,796. The Japanese team managed to switch position after this terrible start, but these 2 Irish boats, especially Mike Farrell, is in a very good position to slow down rest of the fleet, slow down the Japanese fleet when they're coming to the top mark. Penalty, small battle, Red One getting one against FC Rich. So FC Rich is on fire, taking the battle to the Irish team. So great race by them. General taking a chance, going to the right-hand side at the moment. All the way out there. See if he can find some wind, find some speed, but it doesn't look good. 104 meters behind. It almost looks like he's sailing himself out of this race. But remember, it's a team race, so it's all about what his teammates are doing up here. If they manage to slow down the Japanese boats, then he will be back in the race. The Japanese placing themselves in the middle. No, Yutsugi getting ready to attack Red One. They want Red One to come out. See there, FC Rich, well-timed, good communication. Actually forcing him to tack behind FC Rich and go away, and also slow down, or else he got a penalty by Yutsugi because he was covered by FC Rich. That slowed down, so he couldn't come away from that battle. Another one, Yutsugi approaching Red One. They are going to battle downwind when they're coming to there. So side by side. So it's all up to Mick Farrell here in the lead. And FC Rich, 28,796. Are going to battle against him. So who are best tactic? Who has the best tactic? Who has the best team race skills? And also, what is Mick finding out up there? Will he do a wind block? Will he sail away? Will he slow down and try to penalize the Japanese boat? Or will they first do that in the next in the next upcoming upwind leg when they're rounding the top mark. Small battle here behind Red One, losing this time to Yutsugi. So Yutsugi managed to capture Red One, and that's a very important catch. But see, they've been battling each other so much that General now has a chance to come back in and attack Yutsugi. So this battle is leaving Yutsugi to battling with General and Red One in one case, and right now I think Team Japan is quite satisfied that Mick up there is sailing away, because looking at the point, it's all about low points. It's 9 points for Team Japan, it's 12 points for Team Ireland. So Yutsugi, he just needs to continue what he's doing. He just needs to take care of one thing, that he doesn't drop to position 6, not losing the battle against the 2 Irish boats behind. But right now, he sees the gap, he's sneaking away, he sails away, he's going downwind, and it looks pretty hard for the Irish boats. Yeah, General too far away, Red One also, he needs to cross away. So if Team Ireland will have a chance to come back in this race, it's all up to Mick up there. Mick, he needs to find something to do, and it's not downwind he needs to do it in this first downwind leg, because if he's losing that battle, it's game over in race number 7. But let's see. 28,796 capturing a Mick in the wind shadow, 0.5, 0.7, but it doesn't have the chance to capture him before the mark rounding. But Mick, he needs to do something when they're getting upwind. He needs somehow to slow down the Japanese fleet here, either at the gate mark or the next top mark. So what will Team Ireland do? What will they think about? How will they do this? How will they develop this? But let's see here. Mick rounding the gate mark, 28, following him. FC Rich following him. Yutsugi following him. And there's a huge gap to General and Red One. So Mick, he needs to do something. He needs to do some magic. He needs to find a way to pressure Team Japan, but it's 1 against 3. And first he needs to win against 28,796. The 2 other boats, I think they will keep out of the battle. They will keep away. They will just ensure that 28,796 somehow captures and maybe do something against Mick. It's a Rich on the right side. They're splitting up. Yutsugi going to the left. They are preparing this attack. They are preparing to defend their positions, because right now it looks quite good for Team Japan. And there we go, Mick Farrell getting ready to cover 28,796, but it's still very, very, very close. It's coming here, Yutsugi, 28,796, Mick Farrell. While they're battling, you can see FC Rich sneaking away. That's also a tactic, splitting up. In this case, when they're chasing down only one boat. In this chase, we can see Red One approaching, General also splitting up, hoping to find some wind and some momentum, but it doesn't look like it. So, will Mick have a chance to slow down 2 boats, maybe all 3 Japanese boats at the top mark? I'm not sure, but we have seen a lot of magic. We have seen a very close race of tonight. But when you're approaching the first top mark, the second top mark, it will be the battle against 28,796 Yutsugi, and now we can see FC Rich crossing in. Interesting cross. Does he find wind? Will he take the lead? Will he go in front of Mick? Have they made Mick defending his position against the 2 others, so he has sailed away into lighter wind? Of course they have. Great tactics by Japan, and now we're seeing a downwind attack. FC Rich, winning over Mick in this case. But he might lose too much momentum, because Mick, he only slowed down for 11 seconds, and now he will be outside of it. And now they're switching position. Mick can do the same to him. Penalty back to FC Rich. So it was not 100% timed. So Mick defended his position, but the 2 other Japanese boats are getting closer to him. But now he just needs to take the battle against the 2 other boats also. He needs to slow down the Japanese big time, so his friends can come and help him. Mick doing some he might just have slowed down his boat. He needs to do a wind block. He's not doing it, sailing away. He's going on the inside. He needs to penalize the Japanese boat or two. No, too late to slow down. The Japanese are spreading out. They're getting around him. General, red one, almost friendly fire. Red one hitting the mark. No. But see the battle up here. There's the Japanese going around Mick. So he has too much focus on 3 boats. He got caught from all sides. Yutsugi getting ready. A penalty to FC Rich. But a lead and a second for Team Japan now is actually giving them the victory. If Mick, he cannot capture them. But it doesn't look so. Great move by Team Japan in this one. Great move in this case. So FC Rich just needs to slow down Mick another time to ensure the battle. But the lead is 28, 796. And then Yutsugi, he's under pressure by Mick. And Mick, he cannot follow him now because FC Rich is covering him. So great team play here. It's almost like looking at a football game where they are covering each other and making sure that the ball cannot approach the goal line. So great coverage by them here. Now the 2 Japanese boats are following each other like pearls on a string. And Mick, he just needs to cross over on the opposite side. But when he does that, he will be under pressure by FC Rich. Great Japanese team performance. Mick, I know he's in 3rd, but if Team Japan gets 1st and 2nd, it's game over. Yutsugi are pressing Mick. Let's see. He will take this battle, attacking him, pressuring him, pushing him out. While they're doing this, red one and General is trying to get it closer, but they're too far away. Another push here. Great push by Yutsugi, pushing Mick all the way outside of the ley line, giving that gap, giving that space to make Team Japan crossing the finish line. So Yutsugi 2nd, Rich 3rd, Mick drops to 4th. So another point to Team Japan, 6-1 in this regatta. And that was how it is. And let's just have a confirmation of this last race. 28-796 with the victory. Yutsugi in 2nd, FC Rich in 3rd, then Mick, red one, and General coming in. Format coming up, we're going into race number 8. We will speed into it straight away. It's 2 versus 2. It is the EF50. This race has got its own tips and tricks. And one of the tips and tricks, and this is one of the things I love, is in Team Italy, we have 2 brothers, Pepe D'Amato and David D'Amato. Last year, they managed to do what we call the D'Amato trap 2 times. It's a special move that these 2 brothers are known for doing. The players are in there. We are going to see Bulkhead from Team Japan, Shohei Nippon, against Fag and Mick Farrell. So they're speeding up, so let's go in game. 1 minute to the start. So it's race number 8. We are speeding up. We're going into the EF50. We're going into a reaching start. This is going to be a fast race. This race will take around 5 to 6 minutes. And we're going to see a lot of battles here in the start and at the gate mark. But the D'Amato trap, as I spoke about, the D'Amato track always happens at the top mark. This was also the race where Team Japan last year surprised against Team France and actually won their regatta against Team France. This was the 2-on-2. Bulkhead, Shohei Nippon against Fag and Mick Farrell. They have been practicing. It's 2 very routine eSailors from Team Japan against the Irish team. Approaching the start, 5 seconds. Don't do a false start as we saw in the first race. 2, 1. It's a false start for Fag. It just came too early. Again, missed time start for Team Ireland. Pressing him down to the last position, plus a slowdown. That's leaving Mick to see if he can capture the Japanese boats here. He needs to do something. So the Japanese straight away splitting up. And Mick, he managed to go in between them. And remember, when you're doing this, and now he has to ride away, it's 2 versus 2. So a victory and a 4th will lose the game. So it's all about make sure that you're not winning and losing. Sohai Nippon in front of Mick. Mick has the right of way against Bulkhead, so when they're crossing up here, Bulkhead, he's following them. That might give Fang a chance to come in, and he's going to the right-hand side here. But again, watch for the wind pressure. Let's see, 23 knots upwind, 26. So he's a much lighter wind. He needs to go to the opposite side. Bulkhead under pressure. Penalty! Great move by Mick, penalizing Bulkhead, making his teammate coming in. Another penalty might be on the way. Bulkhead in trouble, needs to bear away, goes to 4th position. Now, Team Ireland back in this race. They have a lead to Sohai Nippon and Bulkhead in 4th. So right now, Team Ireland in the lead. So that false start didn't pay off for Team Japan. And right now, they need to defend their positions. Great race by Mick Farrell in this case. In fact, he's in 4th. Sohai Nippon, Bulkhead. Right now, the Irish team is taking the lead and 4th. This is going to be a very close race. They're going to race side by side all the way towards the finish line. It's looking like one of those battles in the F50 where a small mistake can change everything. Sohai Nippon trying to cover up Fag, almost trying to do a downwind attack. Switching positions now. Now Ireland is in 1st and last, and the Japanese team are in 2nd and 3rd. So now they are back in the lead. Bulkhead coming up. Sohai Nippon covering up Fag, but now it's all about what Mick is doing up there. Will he make a slowdown? Will he slow down? Will he covering up? Oh yes, he will covering up. He will force Sohai Nippon and Bulkhead to going to the opposite side. But his teammate needs to following them. So slowing them a little bit down and giving a chance for his teammate to come back. Let's see, going downwind. Team Japan with the Japanese sail TP boat in the middle. Sohai Nippon needs to follow and covering and be prepared for this attack from Fag. But it's Mick in the lead. Bulkhead in 2nd. Speeding down, see the speed. 41.6, 37, 42.5. So Fag is getting much more speed than Sohai Nippon. He has a chance to come back in. But Mick, he needs to do something. He needs to do some magic, because if this position stands, then it's Team Japan winning. They are splitting up. Bulkhead going opposite, then Mick, and winning a little bit on it. Sohai Nippon following it. Opposite side, Fag coming in. So that was, that move going to the opposite side of Sohai Nippon is very costly. There we go. Sohai Nippon in 2nd. We have Bulkhead in 3rd. We have Mick in 1st. So great race. Great battle. So who will take this one? Side by side, they're racing up at the moment. Mick is here in 1st. Sohai Nippon in 2nd. Bulkhead in 3rd. Fag in 4th. So it's a very close race, and Mick, he needs to slow down the Japanese boat. Let's see what he's doing. Oh, doing a 360, trying to attack Sohai Nippon in this case. Such a close race, such a close battle. So that's very close. So there we go. And again, another attack in front of it, but Mick, he might lose it a little bit there. But he has to right away, needs to speed up. Remember, every time you attack, you lose 11 knots. It takes 11 seconds to speed up. But Mick, he's in a position where he can penalize Sohai Nippon. Sohai Nippon under pressure, Mick attacking. Penalty, Team Japan. This also opens up. Fag coming in, he has to right away. He can penalize Bulkhead. No, Nippon panics, go behind. So there everything changes. The Irish team in the lead and in 2nd and 3rd. And there, penalty back to Team Ireland. Bulkhead making a wind block. So will the Japanese win this one, or will Team Ireland win it? It's side by side. They're going downwind. This is amazing. This is a battle. It's a race for the finish line. Nothing has been written in stone when these two teams are racing against each other. It's only been Team Japan winning every time on the finish line, and now moving around, the wind disappeared. Japan in 2nd and 3rd. Right now it looks like they will have the victory. because of points, even if Ireland is winning this race and losing it, that Mick, he knows that he's going behind. He's trying to do a downwind attack. No! Misses the opportunity. Great fight for both teams, but it's a point for Team Japan. And again, yet a point. First and second for Team Japan, third and fourth for Team Ireland. And this is very enjoyable watching. Great race by all four skippers. Great fight, but it's giving 7-1 to Team Japan against Team Ireland at the moment. And again, I have to say, the score is not telling the full story of this fantastic battle. Wow, what a high level we have grown in eSailing. Team Japan, Team Ireland, such a pleasure watching this one. I know Team Japan has won and qualified to the next stage, but these races are getting more and more exciting. What a fight. Hats off for both teams. We enjoy what we are watching. We are going into the last race. It's race number 9. It's the last race in this regatta. It's 10 versus 10. The players are joining in. And it's been such a pleasure seeing both teams. We're going to Barbados. We're going to speed up with the wind. They're going to hit around 25 knots of wind. So quite a speed up. And they're going into the Nacra, but this time the Nacra will not be a reaching start. It will be an upwind, downwind leg. So in the Nacra like this, and we had such a high breeze, it's not always in the favor to be in the hard wind. Sometimes it's in the favor to be in the medium wind, so in between the two zones. So let's see how this is. But great race, 20 skippers are getting ready, 18 has joined in, and let's just enjoy race number 9. And also remember to say thank you to both teams, because this has been quite an enjoyable race, quite a battle, both of them fighting in a very, very high level. But congratulations to Team Japan qualifying to the next round. But let's go in game. We are in race number 9. We are in this Nacra 17. It's a light foil boat, and it's speeding up. And as said, if you're coming into a harder breeze, then it will slow down. And when it slows down, you will not get the advantage of this fast maneuvering it has. You can see it's quite agile, but when you're coming with speed like this and you're doing a huge turn, then it's like it's sliding around. It's like it's drifting, actually, like a race car drifting around the corner. You can see here. So you need to time your mark roundings. We had some connection issues at the moment on Team Ireland, so we are just missing some few Team Ireland sailors that's coming in. We can see they've been here and then we lost them again. But don't worry, they will be here. They will get ready for the start. 2 players left, 1 player left. So last player coming in, and then race number 9 will start. It has been a pleasure to commentate these races. I have to say, it's congratulations to both team captains, General and Vegas, for collecting such 2 good teams to battling this one. It has been a true pleasure watching you race. 1 player missing, then we are getting ready to start race number 9. And it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It is one of the Irish players that's having some connection issues. We are just getting confirmed by the race officer. But also when we have race officers, as we have, fast and also good of doing upgrades and updates and everything, then suddenly they will call it and say, hey, then we will just start this race. 20 players in there, so let's get ready to rumble. It is the Nacra 17. This is the eSailing Nations Cup. This is the last race. This is race number 9. And it's an 7-1 lead to Team Japan against Team Ireland. But the story is not a 7-1 lead. The result is, but the story is a story about 2 nations fighting furious battles, really fighting against each other in a very high tactical and strategic level. So really congratulations to both teams, and thank you for bringing this entertainment race towards us. Here let's zoom down in the start. Let's just enjoy this start. Let's just enjoy these fast NACRA boats coming in. One thing there's a difference in the NACRA foil boat and the EF50 is we have no boundaries. So you can sail like the classic upwind downwind legs all the way outside the ley lines up towards the top mark. 15 seconds to the start. The boats are getting ready. This is the last race of the race between Ireland and Team Japan. And there we go, 3 seconds. Oh, some penalties and some miss-time start. Shingi, Alex JZ, Squeep. Oh, Sohai Nippon also. Team captain Vegas going to left-hand side. We can see Finn Lynch, the Olympic laser sailor, in the middle in 8th position. General had a penalty. He's covered by Daishang. Okasan is up here. Yutsuki. It's great racing. Singi going to the right-hand side. And let's just go to the chopper view. See how the fleet is splitting up in this upwind leg. It's such a great move here. It's such a great view. See the chopper flying over the fleet. They are battling for it. Great race. Watching these white and green colors. There we have it. Alex JZ in 19, General in 17. They're going to the right-hand side. Left-hand side, we have Cassidy, season 9. Storch, he is in first. Okasan, Sohai Nippon, Sokken is here. Again, it's 10 versus 10, so it's all about points. It's all about getting the low points. And this is all about both a little bit team race skills, but also individual skills. Finland, Storch, Okasan, Kanako, Yutsuki, Vegas. It looks quite white. It looks quite Japanese up there in the top. But let's see here. Ivarayo, this is the first time I think we see him tonight. The teams have 12 players in total, all of them. So great race here. Glenn Vatavang is here. We have Kanako, the female eSailer from Team Japan, coming first. This is mark rounding. Great race by her. She's rounding on the inside. Great race there. KGR slowing a little bit down. Actually slowing so much down. Finn Lynch getting a penalty. Oh, massive penalties. Penalty galore on this mark rounding. So that's slow down. Kanako coming inside. And KGR as a gentleman opens it up. And then suddenly, like a big harmonica, these boats sailed into each other, slowing down, putting the brake in. Finland with another penalty. NMC, the female player from Team Ireland, penalizing Finland. Actually, friendly fire in this case. It's Kanako, it's KGR in the lead. So it's Glenn Vatavak in third, Sokken coming in. But it looks great. It looks good for Team Japan in this individual race. But again, nothing is over before we crosses the finish line. We have seen it yet again, time after time, with these two nations. When we are seeing the upwind leg, it's quite wide in the lead now. KGR in second, Kanako in the lead, Sokken, Yutsuki, Ivario. Then we have Glenn Vatavak, Okasan, Red One, and NMC in 11. Shingi, Alex in the lead and in last, and 28,796. We saw great performance of in one of the races. Are currently in the last position. But first, second, fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7 is Japanese at the moment, and that will handle over the victory if not big things are happening in the top mark rounding. KGR caught in light wind, the wind against him, not in the favored side, going up towards the top mark. The wind is moving, a small wind shift, moving back and forth. See here, he's following the ley line, and he still needs to do a double tack. He can move the boat a little bit into another angle, and he does it there. He's just on the right side of the gate, of the top mark, not hitting it, and don't need to do a double tack. Taking the lead in front of Kanako. Yutsuki coming in, and see here you can see how the boat are drifting around when they are turning big time. Red One coming in. Okasan, MNC, Singi, Finn Lynch, Vegas, Sohai Nippon, Storch, Fag is there. and Strup. So it looked quite green in the back end and quite wide in the lead. Here we are seeing the fleet approaching, going for the second time downwind. Let's go a little bit close. NMC coming in. While we are following NMC, we're seeing KGR crossing the finish line up there as the first boat and the overall leader and winner of race number 9, followed by Kanako, the female eSailer from Team Japan, in second. It's also Japanese third. This is going to be interesting. Third to Japan, fourth to Ireland. So great race, great fight here in the lead. Now rest of the fleet comes in. Okusan, Red One, Vegas, the team captain, NMC, Shingi, Fag, Daisan, Sohai Nippon, Finn Lynch, Alex JZ, Storch, General, Squeep, and last but still together with his team, 28,796. Confirmation of race number 9. It's very important. KGR, Kanako, Ivario, then Glenn Vatavak, Yutsuki, Soken, Okasan, Red One, Vegas, NMC, Fax, Singi, Sohai Nippon, Daisang, Finn Lynch, Alex JZ, Storch, General, Squeep, and then 28,796. That was 9 races. That was the eSailing Nations Cup knockout round 1. Japan versus Ireland. And before we're going offline, then let's just for good old-fashioned go in and see the overall score. Team Japan has won, but did they also win the last race? Let's get a confirmation. Going into the final score, we can see here in sail ranks, Japan winning 8-1 against Ireland. In last race, they got 80 points. Team Ireland got 130 points. But I also have to say that this scoreboard is not telling the full story about how everything develops, because Team Ireland, what if battle they just had against Team Japan. Congratulations to Team Japan winning over Team Ireland. That was Japan versus Team Ireland in this eSailing Nations Cup knockout round. We are getting ready for more exciting races. And the next one coming up is actually already in 2 days. That is Team Turkey versus Team Italy. Italy, great eSailing nation. They have such a high level of individual sailors. They are going to battle the newcomers, Team Turkey, but Team Turkey is led by the only player that's been at 3 World Championships in total, Havuk Khan Mansluka, and he has a lot of good e-sailors with him also. They have university leagues, they have team race leagues, so that's also going to be one of those battles you don't want to miss. This is Thomas Bjørn Luthi saying, hope you enjoyed. This was fun. This was quite a battle between Japan and Ireland. Congratulations to Japan, and see you again in 2 days. Thanks for watching, thanks for following. Please like and share, and tell all your teammates and your nations where you can see eSailing Nations Cup.